Commander Vec Ral gripped the armrests of his command throne as the Vanguard S forward batteries locked onto the human wreck tumbling through the void. "Launch boarding Skiff Alpha," Vec barked. "Cut into that hull. Secure any salvageable tech before it drifts into the debris field." Lieutenant Surrey Keth at Sensors snapped a salute. "Skiff away, Commander. Plasma torches igniting now." Vec watched the tactical holodisplay. The human ship spun lazily, its scarred hull a testament to some forgotten skirmish. Power signatures flatlined, life support dead. A perfect prize for his task force, 3 frigates and the heavy cruiser Vanguard prowling the outer rim for scraps after their last push against the human frontier. Why waste it? Doctrine demanded exploitation of enemy losses. Humans scattered like roaches under Krath naval superiority. This wreck screamed opportunity, weapons, drives, maybe even nav data pointing to their hidden colonies. Skiff Alpha closed in. Torch beams sliced through armored plating amidships. Breaching pods detached, mag clamps thudding home. Vec leaned forward. His gloved fingers drummed the console. "Report," he demanded. Skiff leader's voice crackled over comms. "Breached cargo bay, empty, moving to engineering." Keth's console beeped. She frowned, antennae twitching. "Commander, rerouting full-spectrum sensors to the wreck. Something off." Vec glanced at her. "Define off." "Disciplined power pulse. Microsecond burst from behind dead hull plating, not random decay, patterned." Vec snorted. "Salvage radiation ghosts. Humans jury-rig their reactors, sloppy. Proceed." Skiff team pushed deeper. Vec's frigates, Lance and Spear maneuvered into tow formation. The wreck's spin stabilized under micro-thrusters. No traps registered. No emissions beyond cosmic noise. Keth persisted. "Pulse repeated. 3 cycles now. It's masking something. Let me spool gravitics." "Negative," Vec cut her off. "We secure this intact. Human tech fetches premium at fleet depots. Helm, prep, salvage, tow, lock grapples on my mark." The Vanguard shuddered as tractor arrays powered up. Blue beams lanced out, snaring the wreck's forward section. Lance and Spear followed suit, clamps grinding into weakened struts. "Clamps locked," Helm reported. "Tow stable." Vec allowed a tight smile. Task force yield up 12%. High command would note it. Then the wreck lit up. Keth bolted upright. "Tight beam burst directed from the wreck straight through our interference fields. Recipient masked, but vector points coreward." Vec's mandibles clicked. "Jam it." "Skiff team status?" Static hissed. Skiff leader's voice broke through. "Commander, it's empty. No bodies, no weight. Bulkhead charge. Hulls." A silent flash bloomed on the holodisplay. Skiff Alpha vanished in a plasma bloom. The wreck's hull vented atmosphere, then stabilized. No debris field, no secondary explosions. "What in the void?" Vex snarled. "Damage report." "Minimal," engineering chimed. "Their burst was data only, no weapons fire." Keth's fingers flew across her board. "Transmission complete, microsecond handshake and..." Signatures emerging. 8 no, 12 contacts, hyperspace wake decloaking 2 light minutes spinward. Vec's blood chilled. The holodisplay populated, human signatures knife-edged and predatory, destroyers first, fanning out, then cruisers, heavy lances charging. Carriers last, swarms of fighters birthing from bays, an armada, hidden, waiting. "Battle stations," Vec roared. "Form wedge, lance spear flank and fire." His task force pivoted. Vanguard S main guns thundered, lancing toward the nearest destroyer. Hits registered, shields flared, but the human ship jinked, returning fire with precision bursts that shredded Spear S forward array. Keth's voice rose. "Humans vectoring perfect. They're using our tow lines as vectors, predicting our drift." Vec slammed a fist on his console. The wreck, that cursed wreck, pulled them into this killbox. He'd locked clamps, exposed his formation. Humans turned his doctrine against him. "Cut the tow, evasive pattern delta." Too late. Human cruisers loosed missile salvos, smart swarms that danced through his point defenses. Spear bloomed into fire, hull splitting. Vec's mind raced. Krath doctrine, exploit weakness, consolidate gains. Humans flipped it. They baited with weakness, struck from strength. "Focus fire on that lead cruiser," he ordered. "Break their command link." Lance obeyed, broadsides hammering. The human cruiser bucked, armor plating shearing, but it pressed on, fighters screening its advance. Keth shouted, "New signature from the wreck, internal power spike, it's alive." On the display, the derelict shed decoy panels. True hull gleamed beneath, Sensor spars unfolding, turrets swiveling, a trap ship, listening, waiting for his grapples to confirm the kill. Vex antennae drooped. All ships disengage, hyperjump prep. Human destroyers pounced, cutting escape vectors. Missiles rained. Vanguard rocked, shields at 40%. Commander, Keth whispered, eyes wide. They're not chasing kills, they're hurting us. Into the debris field, his own debris now, deep in the wreck, now a dagger at his throat. Chief Petty Officer Elias Rook sealed the last bulkhead. His salvage rig hummed, jury-rigged reactors at full stealth output. Admiral Ibarra, Rook sub-vocalized into the tight beam relay. Bait taken, clamps confirmed, Armada's green. Across the void, Admiral Mara Ibarra's voice returned, calm as vacuum. Well done, Rook. Execute Phase 2, turn their assumptions into ours. Rook grinned, flipping the kill switch. The wreck's hidden bays irised open. Drone swarms erupted, latching onto Vex tow lines. They rode the tractors inward, burrowing like ticks. Vex saw it on his display. What are those? Boarders, Keth gasped. Micro-drones infiltrating via our grapples? Explosions rippled through Vanguard S hull, not breaches, precision strikes. Power relays shorted. Weapons went dark, sector by sector. Vex stood, mandibles agape. Humans didn't fight fair, they fought smart. His task force, lured by easy pickings, now choked on its own greed. Hyperjump now, he bellowed, lance warped out, trailing fire. Vanguard followed, reality folding, but not before the wreck's main battery spoke. A single lance struck true, carving Vex engine nacelle. They escaped. Barely. Vex slumped into his throne as stars streaked past. Alarms wailed. Keth stared at her board, pulses still flickering in the sensor noise. Commander, she said softly, that wreck, it was empty. Until it called someone. Vex nodded, dread coiling. Someone who knew exactly how Krath thought, who turned salvage into slaughter, underestimate humans once. Now he knew their playbook, but they had his. Lieutenant Surrey Keth hunched over her console, rerouting auxiliary power to battered sensors. The Vanguard limped through hyperspace, 2 frigates lost, hull breaches sealed by emergency foam. Commander Vex paced the bridge, his armored boots clanging. Damage assessment, now. Shields regenerating, Keth reported. Weapons at 60%, but those drones, they mapped our systems, exploited every doctrinal weak point. Vex halted. Doctrine won us the Rim Wars against every foe. Except humans, Keth highlighted the replay. The wreck's tight beam, the Armada's emergence, geometry of defeat. They predicted our tow, used it as a bridge. Vex mandibles ground, High Command demanded results. This, a route. Set course for Rally Point Zeta, he ordered. And spool deep scans, no more ghosts. Keth complied, but as hyperspace hummed, a faint pulse echoed in the noise. Disciplined, masked, impossible. Admiral Mara Ibarra watched the holotank aboard Nemesis Asterisk. Human Armada reformed around the former wreck, now Siren Asterisk, pride of the trap fleet. Task Force fleeing, her XO noted. Krath signatures match Vex Ral's profile. Ibarra nodded, quiet eyes traced the vectors. He took the bait, learned our lure, next time he'll adapt. Chief Rook patched in from Siren Asterisk. Clamps worked perfect, Admiral. Their doctrine's rigid hours bends. Geometry wins, Ibarra said. They assume weakness, we make it so. Fighters resupplied, carriers prepped fresh jumps, the Armada vanished into the black. Krath would hunt harder now, but humans, they turned. Vex Ral's armored boot punched through the jagged breach in the human wreck's hull. Sparks showered from severed conduits. His boarding team fanned out behind him, pulse rifles sweeping the dim corridor. Secure the bridge, Vex barked into his comm. Priority data cores. Intact ones? Lieutenant Keth's voice crackled from the Vanguard S sensor bay. No life signs, Commander, but residual power spikes. Careful. Vex mandibles clicked in dismissal. Humans fought like cornered predators, but this hulk drifted silent for cycles. A prize. High Command salivated over their tech, exotic alloys, quantum drives. Doctrine demanded salvage first, questions later. The team advanced. Magnetic clamps gripped the deck. Bulkheads groaned under microgravity strain. Vex helmet lamps cut through acrid smoke. Human script scarred the walls, warnings in their angular tongue. Irrelevant, Private Lur breached the first hatch. It yielded with a hiss. Inside, consoles flickered faintly. Vex knelt by the central comm station. His gauntlet pried open the panel. 3 cores gleamed, pristine, unscrambled. Jackpot, he growled. Bag them, engineering sink en route. Troopers complied, cores slotted into shielded cases. Vec stood, scanning for traps. Nothing stirred, too easy. His instincts prickled, but doctrine prevailed. Exploit the derelict. Keth's alert pierced the channel. Commander, those cores, they're broadcasting micropulses. I traced them. Vec froze. Source? Internal, follow my overlay. His HUD lit up. A schematic bloomed, faint lines snaking under deck plates, converging beneath scorched armor plating amidships. Welded tight, disguised as battle damage. Hidden antenna grid, Keth said. Tight beam array, it pinged us the moment we clamped on. Vec's crest flared. Humans planned this. The wreck wasn't adrift, it lured. Engineers to my position, rip it out, root and stem. The team doubled back, power tools whined. Vec oversaw the cut. Armor plates peeled away like flayed skin. Beneath, a lattice of fractal antennas, jury-rigged from scrap. Human ingenuity, efficient, deadly. Disable it, Vec ordered. Full spectrum jam. Chief Engineer Torque grunted affirmation. Plasma torches sliced connections. Sparks danced. The grid went dark. Vec keyed shipwide. Vanguard **, isolate this wreck. Quarantine cradle, full lockdown. No emissions in or out. Captain's acknowledgement buzzed. Tractor beams hummed outside. The wreck shuddered as the cradle clamped, massive arms folding it into stasis field suspension. Safe, analyzed later at base. Boarding team extract, Vec said. Double time. They retraced steps, corridors narrowed. Emergency lights pulsed erratically. Vec's rifle led, Keth's voice returned. Grid's dead, but anomaly, power draw spiking in forward sections. Source, Vec demanded. Unknown. Matches human turret profiles, dormant until now. Vec halted the team at a junction. Flank it, breach charges ready. Lur slapped charges on the hatch. Countdown ticked. Explosion buckled the door. Smoke billowed. They charged through. Red light lanced the gloom. A human auto-turret whirred to life from a false ceiling panel. Bolts chewed the deck. Lur screamed, armor rupturing. He crumpled. Down, Vec roared. Team dove behind bulkheads. The turret's barrel swiveled, tracking heat signatures. Its fire pinned them, methodical bursts conserving ammo. Vec peaked. The thing mounted high, shielded. Human design, adaptive targeting, slave to motion. It ignored the dead grid, independent. Flank left, he ordered. 2 troopers crawled. The turret pivoted, shredded them. Casualties mounted. Vec's rage boiled. Torque EMP grenade now? Torque lobbed it. The pulse washed over. Turret stuttered, then resumed. Hardened. Keth's voice cut in. It's delaying, Commander, not killing. Power logs show it woke on our breach. Time to hold you. Vec ground his mandibles. Delay, for what? The cradle locked the wreck tight. No escape. Override the cradle, he snapped. Eject it into the void. But the turret chattered again. Bulkhead above Vec buckled. Debris rained. He rolled, suit integrity holding. Troopers returned fire. Slugs ricocheted. The turret's armor shrugged them off, designed to outlast. Vec's mind raced. Doctrine overwhelmed with numbers, but humans turned space into kill zones. This wreck breathed their trap mindset. Pull back to breach, he commanded. Regroup on Vanguard *. They retreated under fire. The turret herded them, bolts nipping heels. No kills now, just pressure. Lur dragged behind, leaking atmosphere. Vec hauled him. Hold, soldier! Breach loomed. Tractor whine outside. They tumbled into vacuum. Clamps released. Safely aboard Vanguard *. Vec sealed the airlock. Medics swarmed Lur. Vec stormed the bridge. Status, he demanded. Keth spun her station. Cradle secure, wreck inert, but that turret, it broadcast nothing, just delayed. Vec stared at the main holoscreen. The cradle rotated slowly, human hulk entombed. Shields hummed around it. Prize secured, yet doubt gnawed. Humans didn't build for survival, they built for victory. Deep scan the grid, he ordered. Every weld, every circuit. Engineers nodded, probes extended. Keth's console pinged. Commander, faint signature from the wreck's core before the turret woke. Vec leaned in. Replay bloomed, microburst tight beam, coordinates, vectors. To where? He asked. Keth traced it. Deep space, ghost echoes, multiple signatures emerging. Vec's blood chilled. Armada scale, masked until now, the trap closed. Shields to maximum, he barked. Battle stations, alarms wailed. Vanguard shuddered as jump drives spooled, but too late, space tore open. Human carriers materialized, flanked by escorts, fighters swarming like hornets. Keth's voice trembled. Fleet signature, Admiral Ibarra, they used the wreck as beacon. Vec gripped his console. The boarding, the cores, the grid, all bait. The turret delayed extraction, bought time for the beam to complete. Humans turned his doctrine against him. He exploited the wreck. They exploited him. Plasma lanced from human batteries. Vanguard *S shields flared. "Return fire!" Vec roared. "All vectors!" Krath guns barked. Drones launched. Fighters tangled in the void. A human voice crackled on open channel comm female. "Krath Task Force, this is Admiral Mara Ibera. Surrender the cradle, avoid unnecessary losses." Vex snarled. "Never!" Battle erupted. Missiles streaked. Human carriers danced evasions, predicting Krath salvos. Their drones mapped weak points, exploited doctrinal gaps. Vec watched his formation buckle. Vanguard bucked under hits, shields at 60%. Keth highlighted a relay from the wreck. Chief Petty Officer Elias Rook, salvage specialist, rigged the turret, the grid. Listening post turned kill switch. "They're humble operators," Keth muttered. "Turn scrap to weapons." Vec ordered maneuvers. Flotilla rallied, but humans adapted faster. Carriers jumped microshifts, reappeared on flanks. Geometry of defeat unfolded. Vec's rigid lines against human bends. Explosions bloomed, escorts vaporized. Vanguard limped. "Jump to rally point Zeta," Vec commanded. "All ships." Hyperspace swallowed them. The Armada pursued vectors, but vanished into black. Vec slumped in his chair. Mandibles ached from grinding. Keth worked silently. A faint pulse echoed in scans, disciplined, masked. "They're still out there," she said. Vec nodded, underestimated once, now he knew. Humans weaponized assumptions, but High Command demanded results. "This route, geometry lesson, spool deep scans," he said. "No more ghosts." The fleet reformed in hyperspace. Wreck secure in cradle, data cores to dissect, yet the hook lingered, the turret delayed, not to survive. To ensure the Armada struck true, humans turned losses into habits, his habits. Next time he adapted or died. Admiral Ibera watched her holotank. Krath's signatures fled. "Task Force identified, Vec Ral," XO reported. She traced vectors, quiet eyes calculated. He boarded deep, took the cores, learned the lure. Rook patched from Siren *, the reclaimed wreck. "Turret held 'em perfect, Admiral. Their doctrine pinned 'em like bugs." "Geometry wins," Ibera said. "They assume weakness, we deliver." Fighters resupplied. Carriers prepped jumps. Krath would hunt rigid now. "Status on the cradle," Vec Ral snapped as the * Vanguard dropped from hyperspace. "Secure, Commander," the engineering chief replied. "Human wreck locked, data cores intact." Vec's mandibles clicked. Rally Point Zeta gleamed empty on the main holodisplay. Starfield pristine, no contacts. His task force reformed in tight diamond formation. Vanguard at core, 4 heavy cruisers flanking, escorts screening the bows. The route still burned. Humans had turned his pursuit into slaughter. No more. "Deploy interceptor drones," Vec ordered. "Full anti-ambush screen, 60 clicks out, overlapping fields." Drones rocketed from launch bays. Hundreds swarmed, forming a glittering net around the fleet. Sensors pinged active, LiDAR sweeps, gravitic pulses, hunters, standard doctrine. Nothing pierced it undetected, not even human tricks. Lieutenant Surrey Keth hunched over her station. Fingers danced across the sensor grid. Dust clouds loomed nearby, nebular haze from a shattered asteroid belt. Faint anomalies flickered within. "Commander," Keth said, voice tight. "Microjumps in the dust, patterns emerging." Vex strode to her console. The holomap bloomed, red traces weaving through particulate clouds. Entry points, exit flares, too precise for debris scatter. "Coordinated," Keth pressed. "Human maneuver points, they folded space in layers, flank jumps, pincer setups." Vex studied the map. Elegant, yes. But dust muffled signatures, ghosts in the noise. "Dismissed," he said. "Dust refraction, human corridors lie ahead, their supply spine we pursue, secure the wreck's data, cut their logistics." Keth's crest flattened. "But sir," "Doctrine holds, Lieutenant, spool pursuit vector." "Burn to Corridor Alpha." Thrusters ignited. The task force accelerated, diamond intact, drones pulsing ahead. Vec returned to his command throne. High Command wanted results. This wreck's cores would yield codes, jump tables. Humans bled for it. He claimed the prize. Scans hummed deeper. Keth persisted, overlaying her map on fleet TACnet. Microjumps pulsed brighter, dozens now, threading the dust like veins. "Incoming signatures," Keth barked. "Decoy buoys igniting." Vec's console lit red. Far ahead in the corridor's mouth, ghost flares erupted. Human buoys, silent until now, bloomed with false IFF transponders. Mimic signatures painted his cruisers as targets. Firing arcs snapped open across the holomap. Left flank exposed, ventral blind spots lit. Buoy ECM confirmed, weapons officer reported. Locks painting us fleet-wide. Vex slammed a talon on the armrest. Evasive pattern delta, drones inward screen the fakes. Drones pivoted, swarming the buoys. Explosions dotted the void as interceptors shredded decoys. But too late, real locks bled through the noise, distant multiple vectors. Keth's voice cut sharp. Humans didn't hide ships, they hid the battlefield. Vec froze, the dust clouds ignited, not flares but beacons. Her micro-jump map overlaid perfect, human signatures materialized from the haze. Carriers dozens, fighters boiled out like hornets. Heavy railguns charged, arcs converging on his diamond. "They're everywhere," Keth whispered. "We chased their shadow." Vanguard shuddered under first impacts. Cruiser ironclad asterisk vented atmosphere holed clean through. Escorts fired blind into the dust, tracers lancing harmless. "Counterfire," Vec roared. "Target those jumps, flank left." Beams lanced from asterisk Vanguard asterisk S batteries. A human carrier crumpled, spilling fighters, but more emerged, micro-jumps chaining, bending around his screens. Humans turned the dust into killboxes, his rigid formation, predictable grid. Keth traced a new pattern. "Their admiral vectors us into it, sir, geometry trap." Vex mandibles ground. Admiral Mara Ibarra, he recalled the name from intel briefs. Quiet killer, she weaponized his doctrine, pursuit vector, straight into her web. "Break formation," Vec commanded. "Scatter to rally beta, protect the cradle." Fleet ships veered, engines flaring. Drones recalled in chaos. Human fighters swarmed escorts, missiles chaining kills. Ironclad bloomed silent, wreckage tumbling. On the cradle cam, the human wreck sat inert, but Vec glimpsed movement, figures inside, patching hull breaches. Not salvage, listening post. A calm crackle pierced the din, human voice calm over open channel. "Krath Task Force, this is Admiral Ibarra. Your assumptions are our range finders. Stand down." Vec muted it. "Jump prep, all ships." Hyperspace coils whined. But locks held, human rails punched through. Another cruiser died. Keth gripped her console. "Dust hides their armada, sir. We taught them our screens." Vec nodded once, grim, underestimated again. Humans folded losses into traps, his habits their blades. Vanguard jumped last, cradle clutched tight. Darkness swallowed them. But scans echoed, pursuit signatures bending after. Sensors pinged on Endurance asterisk S bridge. Admiral Mara Ibarra watched the holotank. Krath signatures fled into hyperspace. "Task Force RAL jumps again," XO reported. "Wreck secure with them." Ibarra traced the fading vectors, quiet eyes narrowed. "He adapts, took the bait deeper." Chief Rook's face patched in from the wreck now dubbed asterisk siren asterisk. Grease streaked his coveralls. Turret held Admiral. Buoys painted imperfect, their diamond folded like paper. "Geometry wins," Ibarra said. "They chase rigid, we bend." Fighters recovered to carriers. Railguns cooled. Armada resupplied in the dust, micro-jumps masking masses. "Pursuit vectors locked," XO said. "Vec heads for our corridor spine." Ibarra smiled faintly. "Let him, next lure waits." Vec paced asterisk Vanguard asterisk S bridge as hyperspace hummed. Rally Beta coalesced ahead, empty system, gas giant shadow. Fleet trickled in, 3 cruisers, half escorts. Vanguard scarred but whole. "Cradle secure." "Damage report," Vec demanded. "Light," engineering said. "Shields held core." Keth approached, datapad glowing. "Wreck cores decrypting. Human logs confirm, deliberate lure. Rook salvage chief rigged it as relay." Vec's crest rose. "Relay to their armada." "Yes, sir, and these." She projected buoy schematics. "Passive until triggered, ignited on our vector." He dissected the map. Humans hid no ships, just the field, dust, buoys, micro-jumps, battlefield theirs. "High Command transmission incoming," comms announced. Vec straightened. Grand Admiral's seal bloomed. "Commander Ral, results." "Ambush countered, sir. Wreck secured. Human armada engaged. Partial route inflicted." Pause. "Partial? Explain." "Humans weaponized terrain, Grand Admiral. Dust vectors, decoy fields. We pursue their corridor." "Doctrine prevails. Press. Cores yield their spine." "Understood." Link died. Vec turned to Keth. "Your map saved us. Integrate it fleet-wide. No more dismissals." She nodded, crest lifting. "They're predictable now, sir. We chase, we reveal." Helm burned to Corridor Alpha. Drone's adaptive pattern follow micro-jumps. Fleet reformed looser screens probing dust ghosts. Wreck and cradle pulsed data. Vec studied holotank. Humans turned weakness to blades, he turned prize to shield, sensors chirped, faint pulse, human echo. Contacts, Keth called. Flank emergence, human fighters micro-jumped from gas giant rings, rails spat, Vex mandibles snapped. Fire, beams carved fighters, drones swatted more, but carriers loomed behind, bait reversed. They're thinning us, Keth warned, lure within lure. Vec gripped throne. Geometry shifted, his pursuit, their hook, explosions rocked the fleet, a cruiser cracked, humans pressed, humble in victory, relentless in math. Jump, Vec yelled, regroup Gamma, hyperspace again, but the pulse followed, battlefield alive. They didn't hide ships, they hid the war. Fire all batteries, brightest cluster, volley now. Commander Vec Ral's mandibles clamped as the order ripped through the bridge. His fleet's lances ignited, beams converging on the human decoy swarm ahead. The holotank blazed with false signatures, their glow mocking his pursuit. Dozens of drones peeled off to adaptive patterns, micro-jumping in Vec's wake. Keth's claws danced over her console. Decoys fracturing, sir, core signatures spiking, morale break imminent. Vec leaned forward. Humans crumbled under massed fire. Doctrine proved it. His task force, reformed looser after Gamma jump, pressed the corridor. The captured wreck pulsed in its cradle amid the formation, feeding data to sharpen their chase. Beams carved the cluster. Ghost hulls vaporized in synchronized bursts. Vec's crest rose, predictable. They chased their own echoes, then sensors screamed. Rail impacts, lead cruiser venting. Slugs punched from void-black angles, extreme range. Vec's throne shuddered as Asterisk Vanguard's fury listed. The lead ship's prow sheared open, atmosphere blooming like blood. Human kinetics, silent killers unlit until contact. Source, Vex snapped. Keth's eyes widened, crests flattening. Triangulating, impossible vector, dust plume, unpowered drift, no emissions trail. Vex mandibles ground. Humans fired blind, no. His gaze snapped to the wreck. It still broadcast faint pings threading through the dust. They're using it, Keth hissed. Wreck feeds targeting data, real-time offsets for rail drift. Vex claws dug into armrests. The prize, his shield, betrayed him. Humans turned salvage to eyes. Helm hard burnt to wreck, crush it, all ships converge, drones screen flanks. Engines thrummed. The fleet pivoted, lances sweeping for hidden guns. Vanguard's fury stabilized, seals hissing but her forward bays gutted. Crew reports flooded, compartments breached, power shunted. Keth's console chirped. Human Armada shadows us, sir. Microjumps masking vectors, they're hurting. Vec ignored the chill. Doctrine demanded the center. Secure the wreck, blind their eyes. His formation tightened, beams probing the black. The derelict loomed in the holotank, a gutted human hulk towed since capture. Its hull gleamed with fresh welds, human repairs, no time. Point-blank range, Helm reported. Impact in 10, Vec nodded. Ramming pattern ended. Vanguard's fury accelerated, prow first. Sister ships flanked, drones swarming ahead. Then the wreck detonated, not a wild blast, shaped charge, perfect sphere. Wreckage bloomed outward in engineered vectors, micro-debris aligned like lenses. Sensor ghosts multiplied 1,000-fold. The holotank drowned in noise. Contacts everywhere, Keth yelled. False positives, real rails incoming. Vec's world tilted. The derelict exploded and the humans finally got a clear lock. Slugs hammered from the cloud, not scattered, precise. Vanguard's fury asterisk bucked as two pierced her engine nacelle. Alarms wailed, a frigate crumpled mid-burn, bisected clean. Evade, Vec roared. Drones to screen. Beams full spread. His fleet scattered, lances firing blind into the cloud. Drones died in clusters, buying seconds. But the cloud persisted, self-stabilizing, dust-laced with human emitters. Keth slammed a claw down. It's a sensor net, sir. Wreck was rigged. Shaped dispersal, perfect geometry for their rails. Vec gripped his throne. Humans didn't abandon wrecks. They weaponized them. His capture, their gift. Grand Admiral, comms crackled. Report, Vec snarled. Ambush escalated, human wreck trap, sensor cloud deployed. Pursuing counter. Extract cores, doctrine holds. Link cut, Vec turned to Keth. Map the cloud, find the real Armada. She nodded, crests twitching. They're close, sir. Pulse from Gamma follows us still, hidden in the noise. Helm yawed the ship. Explosions dotted the void. A destroyer vented plasma, human fighters micro-jumping through the cloud's edge. Rails spat again, Vex port cruiser hold. They're predicting us, Keth said. Our burns, our patterns, using the wreck's last data. Vec's mind raced. Humans turned his doctrine against him. Massed volleys, they dodged, countered from shade, secure wrecks, become the target. Disperse formation, he ordered. Micro-jumps staggered, drones bait their rails, expose guns. Fleet acknowledged, ships blinked out, hyperspace flickers. Vex bridge dimmed under emergency power. Vanguard's fury limped but fought. Sensors cleared fractions. Keth's map pulsed. Flank emergence real this time. Carriers 3, rails charging. Vex mandibles parted in grim resolve. Concentrate beams, doctrine adapts. Lances converged. Human carriers burned, hulls cracking under sustained fire. One exploded, debris joining the cloud, but more emerged. Fighters swarmed, kinetics peppering drones. Vex fleet bled ships. They're humble in loss, Keth muttered. Every wreck feeds the next. Vex saw it, geometry. Humans plotted his habits, massed fire, wreck secures, now his burns lit their targets. Incoming transmission, comms said. Human frequency, garbled but clear intent. Vex patched it through. A human voice, comm. Surrender the field, Commander. Your doctrine ends here. He crushed the link. Never helm vector to gamma relay, call reinforcements. Engines strained, the cloud pursued a living fog, Keth's console lit. New contacts, ours, high command battle group. Relief surged, Vex straightened. Integrate them. Volley the cloud core. Fresh beams stabbed in, the sensor net frayed at edges. Human rails faltered, predictions off, but Keth stiffened. Sir, wreck fragments reforming, adaptive lattice. Vex stared, impossible, humans built for this. A shadow detached from the cloud, unpowered, silent. Rail salvo bloomed, Vanguard's fury rocked, bulkheads groaned. Damage critical, engineering reported. Vex rose. Abandon ship protocol, transfer flag to Iron Crest. Crew moved. Keth grabbed her slate. The pulse, sir, it's everywhere now. They hid the war in our victory. Shuttle bay clanged. Vex boarded, eyes on the holotank feed, his fleet held, reinforcements pressing. Humans retreated into dust vectors, but the cloud lingered, a promise. Aboard Iron Crest Asterisk, Vex reclaimed his throne. Keth, your map, fleet-wide. She complied, claws steady. They're teaching us, sir, every mistake their lesson. Vex nodded, underestimate once, learn forever. Sensors chirped anew, faint pulse from the cloud's heart. Human armada stirring, contacts reforming, Keth warned. Lure within lure. Vex mandibles snapped. Burn to engage, we reveal them. Fleet accelerated, beams lit the void, rails answered, war pulsed alive. Deeper in system, Admiral Myra Ibarra watched her holotank. The alien task force burned toward her trap. Chief Rook's rig held, wreck eyes perfect. Geometry sets, she murmured. Their doctrine, our blade. Rook's voice crackled from the bait fragment. Cloud stable, ma'am, listening post live, they chase forever now, she smiled faintly. Humans endured, aliens learned late, but Vex reinforcements loomed, math shifted. Micro-jump flanks, Ibarra ordered. Rail the leads. Slugs flew silent. Aliens burned predictable. Battlefield theirs until the next lesson. Vex Asterisk Iron Crest shuddered under fire. Hold course. Keth's map bloomed revelation. Human signatures layered, not chaos, strategy. They're everywhere, she breathed. Vex gripped tight. Humans hid not ships, they hid victory. Explosions rocked the fleet. Rails from unlit angles. Vex cruisers cracked. Counterfire, he bellowed. Beams carved ghosts. Drones swatted fighters, but the pulse grew. Armada unveiled piece by piece. Keth triangulated. Core vector, gas giant shadow. Vex ordered the burn, fleet pursued. Human carriers loomed, bait reversed again. They're thinning us, Keth said, Vex throne heated. Geometry turned, his chase, their hook. Jump, he yelled. Regroup Delta. Hyperspace swallowed them, the pulse followed. In the wreck's ghost cloud, Rook patched through. They bit Admiral, Armada inbound. Ibarra nodded. Losses into lines, press. Humans pressed, quiet in math. Vex emerged at Delta, sensors clear momentarily. Then the cloud caught up, shaped, relentless. Full volley, Vex commanded. Iron Crest's batteries thundered. Plasma lances carved through the debris cloud, igniting human silhouettes in brilliant flares. Vex gripped his command throne as return fire slashed back, railgun slugs whispering silent death through the void. Direct hits on 3 contacts, Lieutenant Keth reported. Her voice cut sharp over the din. But they're rotating, firing line shifting port. Vex tactical holomap pulsed red. Human wrecks reformed, silent hulls pivoting on cold gas thrusters. No engines flared, no chatter on comms, just geometry unfolding. They're baiting us, Vex growled. His fleet hung exposed at Delta Point, the gas giant's shadow their only cover. Human signatures layered the display, dozens now, peeling from the cloud like predators from mist. His cruisers bled atmosphere. Fighters swarmed uselessly. Reinforcements inbound, but too slow. He needed to break their line now. Split the force, Vec ordered. 3 wings, Alpha flanks high, Beta low, Gamma straight thrust. Encircle and crush. Keth's fingers flew across her console. Wings forming, Commander, Alpha away. Iron Crest led Gamma wing, engines burning hot toward the human center. Vec watched the split execute, 60 vessels dividing clean, doctrine perfect. Krath naval manuals etched this maneuver. Divide superior numbers, envelop the foe. Alarms wailed. A railgun volley punched Gamma's flank. 2 destroyers vented plasma, spinning dead. Counterfire? Vex snapped. Beams answered, vaporizing a human corvette. Cheers rippled on the bridge, but Keth's face tightened. Sensors flickering, she said. Damage from that last pass. Hull integrity at 60%. Patch it, Vec commanded. Reroute everything non-essential. Keth nodded, sweat beading on her scales. She yanked power from life support, galley recyclers, even crew quarters. Coolant hissed as conduits rerouted. Sensors bloomed back online, sharper now, jury-rigged through auxiliary lines. Clear, she breathed. Humans hurting Alpha wing, see? Vectors overlapping. Vec leaned forward. Holomap confirmed it. Human ships rotated in eerie silence, cold nitrogen bursts nudging positions. Alpha wing curved high, straight into Beta's projected path. No worse, human rails aligned for crossfire. They're predicting us, Vec muttered. Krath Sims never showed this. Humans fought sloppy, emotional, not this. Precise. Wing commanders, adjust, he barked into comms. Gamma accelerates, punch the center. Iron Crest surged. Vec felt the deck plates groan under thrust. Gamma's prows lit the void, plasma barrages shredding human pickets. Debris bloomed, bait fragments, he realized. The lone wreck from scans multiplied. Keth's console sparked. Beta wing reports losses, crossfire lanes active, humans rotated unseen. Vec's claws dug into armrests. Beta's icons winked out 5, 6 cruisers cracked by overlapping slugs, rails from shadow angles, unpowered hulls drifting until fire bloomed. Gamma holding, Vec said. Press, they slammed into the human line. Iron Crest's main guns gutted a carrier analog, fighters spilling like gutted fish. Vec allowed a grim smile. Doctrine worked. Wings converged. Then Alpha screamed retreat. Ambush, humans everywhere. Holomap lied no longer. Human armada unveiled, not chaos but lattice. Carriers loomed from gas giant rings, rails primed. Fighters vectored in waves, herding Alpha into the killbox. Regroup on me, Vec roared, too late. Beta shattered under dual volleys, human rotations perfect, silent. Slugs punched reactors, explosions chained. Keth slammed her fist on the console. Power surge incoming, brace, Iron Crest bucked. A railgun penetrator grazed the bridge shields, shearing sensor arrays. Sparks rained, crew scrambled. Damage report, Vec demanded. Hull breached decks 4 through 7, Keth said. She patched mid-fire, fingers blurring. Rerouting again, mess halls to shields, water reserves to weapons capacitors. The ship shuddered alive. Sensors pierced the chaff anew. Human cloud reshaped, relentless. Vec's mind raced, wings mauled, Gamma down to half strength. Humans pressed without mercy, quiet, methodical. Retreat jump, he ordered. All wings, Vector 097, hyperspace now. Engines whined to jump spool. Iron Crest translated first, reality folding. Stars streaked, then stabilized at egress point Echo 4. Sensors swept clear void. Status, Vec asked. Keth exhaled. Wings coalescing, losses, Alpha 30%, Beta crippled, Gamma intact but fuel low, humans not pursuing. Vec unclenched his jaw, escape bought time. Reinforcements in 2 cycles, he could rebuild. Then Keth's eyes widened. Contacts, debris packs ahead, proximity klaxons screamed. Echo 4 swarmed with wreckage, human mind clouds disguised as battle scrap, rails hidden in hull fragments. Mines bloomed silent, shrapnel storms ripping escorts. Iron Crest jinked hard, Vec braced as blasts rocked the hull. A destroyer ahead detonated, chain reaction shredding Gamma's van. They're mined, Keth yelled. Every vector premeasured, Vec stared at the holomap. Escape corridors laced with traps. Humans hadn't chased. They'd prepped the exits, geometry complete. Fighters out, Vec commanded. Clear a path, remaining ships microjumps lateral. Pilots launched, swarms probing the minefield. 1 pack detonated early, human sensors. No time, Iron Crest micro-jumped sideways, emerging amid tumbling wrecks. Keth rerouted yet again, voice hoarse. Sensors maxed, human armada shadowing, 2 light minutes closing. Vex throne console heated under his grip. Krath fleet doctrine, flank, envelop, retreat measured. Humans weaponized it all. His splits fed their rotations. His jumps seeded their minds. Reinforcements, he demanded. Jammed, Keth said. Human drones spoofing our beacons. Explosions dotted the plot. Beta Wing's remnants cracked under fresh rails. Silent slugs from debris shadows. Vex stood. All ships disperse wide, fight to the last. Iron Crest's guns roared anew. A human corvette burst apart, small victory, but the armada closed, carriers disgorging fighters in precise grids. Keth patched a final surge. Commander, core pattern, they're funneling us toward the gas giant's rings. Vex saw it, rings laced with more debris. Every escape a corridor measured, mapped mind. Human voice crackled through jammed comms, calm female. Task force contained, surrender advised. Vex smashed the mute. No surrender, Krath held, rails answered instead. Iron Crest burned forward into the trap's heart. In the bait wreck's ghost cloud, far behind, Chief Rook monitored feeds. They're dancing our lines, ma'am. Admiral Ibarra traced the holomap. Good. Losses minimal, press the rings. Rook grinned. Rigged and ready. Humans endured, aliens chased shadows. Vex bridge filled with smoke. Keth's console died in sparks. Sensors gone, blind now, rails whispered closer. Every assumption a blade, Iron Crest fired blind. Human silence answered with fire. Marines breached the human frigate's hull. Contact, crackled Sergeant Thal's voice over the TACnet. Outer lock blown, moving in. Commander Vec Ral gripped Iron Crest's command rail. The plot showed the target, a battered human escort, engines flickering, drifting in the bait wreck's shadow. Perfect leverage, seize the crew, demand ceasefire. Doctrine clear, hostages broke human resolve. Secure the bridge, Vec ordered. Priority, command crew alive. Shuttles darted through debris, Beta Wing covered, human corvette remnants scattered under railgun fire. Vex task force held the line, Keth's console pinged. Commander, frigate's power spiking, compartments venting. Vec frowned. Damage control? No, Keth's claws tapped. Controlled, bulkhead sealing section by section. Marines streamed footage, dim corridors, air hissing out. Human figures in suits, stubby rifles barking. One Krath dropped, chest plate hold. They're suited up, Thal growled. Engines still hot, fighting mobile. Vex mandibles clicked. Humans should panic, wreck meant desperation. Press forward, isolate the bridge. Explosions bloomed on the feed. Marines advanced, mag boots clamping deck plates. A bulkhead slammed shut ahead too fast. Vents roared behind, sucking 2 Krath into vacuum. They're hurting us, Thal reported. Locked us in kill boxes, suits holding but casualties mounting. Keth leaned forward. Intercepting tight beam from the frigate, human comms unscrambled. Patch it through. A voice filled the bridge, calm, female. Rook status on the bait rig. Locked and hot, ma'am, engines nominal, Marines inside, 30 seconds to core breach. Feed the patterns to the Armada, let them chase. Vec's spine stiffened. Armada, that wreck was bait, this frigate too. Abort boarding, he snapped. All shuttles pull back, guns hot, point-blank salvo. Iron Crest's main swiveled. Shuttles peeled away as rails thrummed. Slugs hammered the frigate's hull, armor buckled. It listed, then surged. Engines flared blue. They're ramming, Keth yelled. The frigate accelerated straight at Iron Crest. Collision klaxons wailed. Vec braced. Point defense shredded its forward plating, but it kept coming, hull crumpling, yet intact amidships. Impact. Iron Crest shuddered. Bulkheads groaned. The frigate wedged into the ventral bay, a mangled spear. Sparks flew across the bridge plot. Damage minimal, damage control reported. They hit soft, our bays absorbed it. Vex stared. Evasive, pry it off. But Keth's dead console flickered back. Transmission burst from the wreck. They're signaling position. The plot updated. Ghost signatures sharpened. Human carriers decloaked at the gas giant's edge. Fighters swarmed in grids. Corvettes flanked the rings, debris no more, but minefields laced tight. That voice again patched through open channel. Task force contained. Surrender advised. Vex smashed the comms panel. Rails free, target the frigate core. Guns roared. The embedded wreck glowed, then detonated. Not a suicide, controlled, shrapnel-scythed Beta Wing. Marines inside vaporized. Salvage teams cut it free, Vec barked. Keth tracked that voice. Origin deep in the wreck cloud. Keth traced lines. She's coordinating. Every move funnels us tighter. Vex saw it now. The frigate's ram wasn't blind fury. It wedged Iron Crest off-axis, buying Armada time. Humans turned their corp ship into a grapnel. Flank speed to the rings, he ordered. Break out Vector Gamma. Krath destroyers accelerated. Rails answered human fire. A carrier crumpled under mass salvo, alien precision told there. But humans danced back, drones spoofing beacons. Mines bloomed in escape paths. Explosions dotted the plot. Vex bridge filled with acrid smoke. Keth's board sparked. Sensors degrading, she said. Blind slugs whispered from shadows. Iron Crest bucked, a corvette kill, small win. Armada closed. Commander, Helm shouted. Frigate remnant transmitting still. Vec checked the feed. Amid the wreckage, a suited figure clung to debris. Human, broad-shouldered. Rifle slung, patching a console. No panic, just work. Chief Petty Officer, their logs called him. Rook, he waved, mock salute. Then cut the link. Vex claws tightened. They used their own hull as a weapon and didn't even call it desperate. Disperse wide, Vec commanded. Fight to the last. Iron Crest's engine strained. Humans pressed. Rings loomed, laced with death. Keth patched a final intercept. Their commander again, press the rings, rigged and ready. Vec nodded once, assumptions weaponized. His doctrine fed their geometry. Rails thrummed, fire met fire. In the heart of the trap, Krath held. Shuttles recalled too late. One exploded under fighter fire. Thal's squad gone. Vec reviewed the boarding logs. Humans vented non-essentials first, cargo holds, secondary bays. Kept power routed to engines, weapons, comms, suits prepped before breach. No waste. Lieutenant Keth hunched over her flickering board. Pattern confirmed, sir. That voice, Admiral Ibarra. She's threading the engagement like code. Our Marines triggered their fallback. Ram bought her the window. Vex mandibles ground. Krath excelled at fleet maneuvers, synchronized fire. Humans, improvised traps from scrap. Tough, unbreakable. Counterfire protocols, he said. Target drone clusters, force their hand. Iron Crest pivoted. Mains lanced out. A human fighter grid shattered, clean kill, but more spawned from carriers. Rings glittered ahead, debris winking hot. Helm reported, maneuvering thrusters offline from the ram, we're predictable. Vec calculated. Human Armada arced wide, compressing angles. Every Krath dodge funneled deeper. Full burn, he decided. Into the rings, mines or not, we punch through. Crew braced. Accelerators hummed. Iron Crest plunged forward. Mines detonated in sequence, human placed, riding debris wakes. Hulls cracked on flanking destroyers. Iron Crest grazed one, plating held. Keth's voice cut sharp. New signatures, Armada reserves, they're boxing us. Vex smashed the plot override. Calm voice crackled again. Task force committed. Losses minimal. Close the net. Humans endured. Krath precision carved paths, but shadows bled them. Smoke thickened. Consoles died. Vex stood amid sparks. Blind fire authorized, he told the bridge. Doctrine ends here. Rails whispered death. Human silence answered with precision. Far in the wreck cloud, sensors ghosted a final ping. Chief Rook's rig, listening post turned kill switch. Admiral Ibarra's map traced victory. Vec Ral fought on. One lesson etched. Underestimate humans once, teach them victory forever. Iron Crest burned into the heart. Fire bloomed. The trap snapped shut. Iron Crest shuddered. Alarms wailed as the bridge bulkhead buckled. Vec Ral gripped his command post, eyes locked on the tactical plot. Human Armada signatures swarmed from the debris veil, dozens of fresh cruisers, their vectors perfect traps. Comms, Vec barked. Direct channel to the human flagship, now. Lieutenant Surrey-Keth punched keys, static hissed, then cleared. A human voice filled the bridge comm, female, unhurried. Krath Task Force Commander, this is Admiral Mara Ibarra, speak. Vec leaned into the pickup. His voice stayed level, doctrine drilled into every syllable. Admiral, your trap succeeds. Iron Crest and survivors stand down on terms. Safe withdrawal, no pursuit, or we take half your fleet with us. Silence stretched. Keth's console pinged, human drones circling closer, rails charging. Vec watched the plot tight. Flanking destroyers reported critical damage, 2 drifted silent. Ibarra's reply came crisp. Terms noted, proof first, stand by for broadcast. Screens flickered. Combat footage rolled across every Krath display. Grainy helmet cams showed human engineers welding hull plates in a shipyard. Chief Petty Officer Elias Rook's face dominated, grimed, focused. He rigged false power leaks, planted sensor ghosts, laced the wreck with dormant mines. Workers swarmed like ants, turning scrap into bait. Timestamps matched, weeks of premeditation. Vec's mandibles clicked. Impossible, that lone wreck, a deliberate husk. Humans built lies into steel. Keth whispered, "Commander, they planned for our doctrine." Every scan we ran fed their net. Ibara's voice cut back. "You followed protocol, scanned the anomaly, exploited the wreck. We knew you would. Footage ends. Terms?" Vec scanned his bridge. Sparks danced from fried panels. Crew stared, optics dim. Iron Crest's core hummed unstable minutes from breach. Survivors, 3 destroyers battered, ammo low. He straightened. No retreat without honor, but annihilation served no empire. "Accepted," Vec said. "Weapons powering down, coordinates for withdrawal." "Transmitting." "Escorts will shadow, deviate, and we finish it." Relays clicked. Rails went cold, shields dropped to minimal. Vec watched human signatures peel off, fighters docking, cruisers forming lanes. Keth reported, "Their Armada repositions. Vectors point coreward, next front." Vec nodded. Humans turned victory into motion. No gloating broadcasts, just efficiency. Escorts locked in. Iron Crest limped forward, destroyers trailing, debris fields receded. Human beacons marked the path, cold, unblinking. Hours ground past. Vec stood vigil. Keth fed him updates, human fleet accelerating, signatures fading to jump points. A final ping hit. Single beacon deployed from a human corvette. It matched pace, then detached. Ibara's voice emanated, looped for eternity. "Commander Rao lived to carry this. Underestimate humans once, you hand us your playbook, we read it, adapt or fall." Beacon cut. Human armada vanished into warp, escorts peeled away. Vex stared at the plot, empty space. His task force shattered, alive. Keth broke silence. "They let us go, why?" Vex turned. "The story travels faster than the fleet." Iron Crest pushed on. Wounds smoked, but the lesson burned deeper. Vec Ral paced the bridge, repairs hummed in the background. His mind replayed the trap. Human wreck, not salvage, but scalpel. They'd ghosted it for weeks, bleeding just enough signature to lure doctrine-blind hunters. Keth approached, data slate in claws. "Sensors confirm, no tails, we're clear." "Good," Vec halted. "Log full encounter, every vector, every ping, transmit to high command, priority alpha." She nodded, mandibles tight. "They'll call it defeat." "Not defeat." Vec jabbed the plot. Residual human tracks glowed faint. "Revelation, humans don't charge, they curve, we struck straight, they arced around." Crew murmured. A junior officer piped up. "Doctrine saved us before precision fire doctrinal probes." Vex silenced him with a glare. "Doctrine assumed prey panics. Humans built panic into the bait." Keth cross-checked logs. "That Rook's salvage chief. His rig triggered the kill switch. Listening post the whole time. Knew our entry angles." Vex optics narrowed. Humans, humble in comms, lethal in prep. Ibera's voice echoed, quiet steel. High command burst arrived. Admiral's seal flashed. Vex stood tall. "Report," demanded the hologram. Vec delivered. Wreck lure, Armada ambush, terms forced. Beacon message, silence. Then, "Survivors carry weight, return for refit, analyze every frame." "Acknowledged." Vex saluted as it winked out. Alone again, he faced the void. Krath fleet's dotted stars, vast, precise. Humans, ghosts in the black. Iron Crest jumped. Stars streaked. Vec gripped rails. One truth etched, adapt or echo the beacon, but deep space whispered more. Sensors ghosted anomalies, human probes. Keth stiffened. "Commander, faint signatures matching their fighter grids." Vec leaned in. "Track," they bloomed, not pursuit, scouts. Mapping Krath retreat vectors. Humans learned too. Vec ordered evasion burns. Iron Crest twisted. Destroyers followed. Keth plotted. "They're not engaging, just watching." "Recording our habits." Vec's voice hardened. "Next time we deny them." Crew rallied. Rails tested hot. Shields cycled, deeper into Krath space, but the wreck's shadow lingered. Humans turned lost to geometry, predictable enemies into vectors. Vec convened staff. "New protocols, no lone wrecks, triple probes, assume every anomaly breathes." Nods rippled. Keth added, "Their Armada redeploys. Intel says core front heats." Vec punched coordinates. "We join it armed with this." Iron Crest accelerated. Fleet beacons called, war ground on, yet Vec replayed footage, Rook welding plates. Ibera's calm, humans tough, unyielding. Not invincible, just first to see the board clear. High command station loomed. Docks swarmed repair drones. Iron Crest slotted in. Vec debarked. Admirals waited stern, uniformed. "You survived," one said. "Explain." Vec projected the beacon. Ibera's words filled the chamber. Gasps, mandibles clacked. "Strategic genius," Vec said. "They let us live, story spreads." The lead admiral leaned forward. Then we rewrite the tale. Your task force refits first. Lead the counter. Vex saluted, honor restored, but in quarters alone he studied human patterns. Fighters spawned endless. Rex hid fangs, underestimate once. Teach forever, Krath Empire stirred, fleets mobilized. Vec Ral rose, scarred, wiser, deep space waited. Humans curved ahead, Iron Crest relaunched. Fresh paint gleamed, rails primed, sensors pinged. New anomaly, wreck drift. Keth reported, human signature, Vex smiled faint. Probe it blind, no commitment. Drones launched, circled wide, empty, trap taut. Vec pushed on, war evolved. Humans watched, learned back, balance held, collaboration, no. Supremacy through adaptation. But the beacon's hook lingered, lived to tell. Vec told, Empire listened, stars burned brighter. No, expand to 1500, that was short. Wait, continue seamlessly. Backtrack in mind. After beacon, delve deeper into Vec's processing, interactions, build tension with potential pursuit, fleet redeploy hints. Layer scenes. Surrender scene detailed, broadcast reaction, withdrawal tension, possible betrayal. Beacon moment, aftermath on ship, arrival home, debrief, personal reflection, tease next. Each scene, goal e.g., demand terms, conflict, human proof, outcome, surrender, etc. Sensory, bridge shakes, alarms, voice tones. Active, Vec does X word build. Start from opening channel as immediate. Iron Crest's bridge erupted in red klaxons. Vec Ral slammed his claw on the comms panel. Direct channel to human command, priority override. Lieutenant Suri Keth's fingers flew across her console. Static crackled, then a human voice pierced the chaos, female, steady as vacuum. Krath Commander, Admiral Mara Ibera, your move. Vec leaned into the mic, voice iron. Admiral, trap sprung. Iron Crest and remnants yield on terms. Escorted withdrawal, no pursuit. Deny and we drag your armada to hell with us. Plot screens swarmed with human signatures. Drones buzzed flanks. Destroyers vented plasma, two gone silent. Pause, then Ibera, terms heard, proof incoming. All ships receive broadcast. Every console lit. Footage streamed, shipyard bays, human welders torching hulls. Chief Petty Officer Elia's rook starred center, scarred hands rigging conduits, planting micromines in debris chaff. Timestamp scrolled. Deliberate sabotage, false M leaks tune to KR.